The gates of Buckingham Palace didn't just quietly close on Harry, they slammed shut with a thunderous finality that sent shockwaves across the world. And make no mistake, this wasn't just about tradition or stiff royal rules. No, this was a message. A brutal, unspoken warning from the very heart of the monarchy. You don't torch the family, walk away, and then expect a red carpet reunion. When Harry's plane touched down in the UK, whispers began before his feet even hit the tarmac. Everyone wondered the same thing, not whether he'd reconcile with his father or brother, not whether some royal olive branch would finally be extended. The real question was, who came with him? And there it was, Archie and Lilibet, the ultimate wildcards in this high-stakes family drama. From the very beginning, these kids have existed under a cloud of secrecy and suspicion. Whispered controversies about pregnancies, hospital stays, missing documentation. These weren't just little tabloid rumors. For a monarchy obsessed with lineage, bloodlines, and public ceremony, this was scandalous. The chapter that never closed. And here was Harry, storming back, practically demanding that his children not only be allowed through the palace gates, but be treated with the full pomp and respect of royal heirs, as if he'd never abandoned his titles, as if Megxit never detonated like a bomb inside the House of Windsor. Let's be honest, this wasn't some casual, "Hey dad, can the kids visit for tea?" No, this was bold. This was a chess move, a power play dressed up as a family visit. And King Charles? He saw it for exactly what it was. His answer was short, sharp, and absolute. No. No entry, no reunion, no exceptions, not even for the grandchildren. That rejection wasn't just personal, it was thunder echoing from the palace walls, reverberating across the globe. Blood may be thick, but the crown is thicker. But oh, this gets juicier, because this whole showdown wasn't really about whether the kids could play in the palace gardens. There's something much deeper, much darker, simmering under the surface. Legal experts immediately raised eyebrows. Why now? Why was Harry so desperate to bring Archie and Lilibet back to Britain? Some are already whispering that this wasn't a family trip at all, it was a move in a potential custody war. Think about it. If Harry and Meghan ever go head-to-head in court, Harry needs proof that his kids have real ties to the UK. Emotional ties, physical ties, royal ties. And what better way to plant those roots than by marching them straight to Buckingham Palace? And then there's Meghan, or should we say, the absence of Meghan. She wasn't on the plane. She wasn't at the palace. She wasn't even lurking in the headlines, at least not directly. Her silence has been deafening. Was it protective? Calculated? Strategic? No one knows. Some say she stayed out of it to avoid escalating things. Others suspect she's letting Harry take the full public beating, while she sits back, clean and untouched, ready to unveil her next Hollywood project. Maybe another memoir, maybe another tell-all interview, maybe a lucrative brand deal. Meanwhile, Harry, the once celebrated People's Prince, looked less like a beloved royal and more like a desperate man knocking on a door that will never open again. And the irony? Delicious. This is the same Harry who once gleefully set fire to royal walls with Oprah interviews and explosive memoirs. And now he's scrambling to climb back over them, clutching his children as bargaining chips. Because this wasn't just about the kids, this was about relevance, about clawing his way back into the only system that ever truly gave him status, credibility, and power. The same system he publicly claimed to despise. For a man who insisted he wanted freedom and peace in America, his actions scream otherwise. And the real kicker? Harry seemed genuinely shocked at how icy the reception was, as if years of public betrayals and international family trashing could be brushed aside with a photo op in the palace gardens. He wanted the perks without the penance, the crown's respect without the crown's responsibility. But the monarchy doesn't bend to personal feelings. It bends only to protocol. And King Charles, though still a father, is above all, the king. And the king does not entertain power plays disguised as family reunions. And then there's Harry's demand for security. Oh, you'll love this part. He reportedly wanted full royal protection reinstated for himself and his children, funded by British taxpayers. Yes, the same Harry who sued the Home Office when they refused him, the same Harry who lost that case, now wanted King Charles to personally foot the bill. Entitled? Absolutely. Delusional? Without a doubt. It's a picture of a man who refuses to accept the consequences of his own choices. But this isn't 2018 anymore. The glow is gone. The fairy tale is sour. Back then, Harry and Meghan were painted as rebellious heroes, but today, public opinion has shifted. Netflix deals are stalling, their brand is struggling to stay relevant, and the royals have quietly, firmly moved on. William, Kate, Camilla, they didn't so much as blink at Harry's arrival. No public gestures, no warmth, not even a crumb of sympathy. And that silence? That was the message. The door isn't just closed, it's locked, bolted, and reinforced. And the timing couldn't be worse for Harry. Just as he tried to spin a new redemption arc through fatherhood and family values, the British tabloids shredded him to pieces. Duke denied. Charles says no. The headlines weren't just mocking, they were savage. Social media pounced too, turning his failed attempt into memes, piling on with thousands of comments, most of them siding with Charles. Harry's humiliation was broadcast globally. And let's not forget Archie and Lilibet themselves. For years, speculation about their births, about surrogacy, about secrecy, about legitimacy, has swirled like smoke around the Sussex brand. Bringing them to the palace might have been Harry's attempt to finally squash those whispers, to secure their place in royal history once and for all. But instead, it backfired. It reignited every unanswered question. Why now? Why the urgency? And why did the palace resist so fiercely? Behind those gilded palace doors, insiders were reportedly furious. Some say Charles's rejection wasn't just personal, but strategic. He knew letting those kids in would reopen old wounds, questions about status, inheritance, legitimacy. Those are conversations the monarchy never wants to have in public. And so Harry walked away empty-handed, not just rejected, but exposed. His power play turned into a public humiliation. His once iron grip on sympathy shattered. And the worst part? This was only the beginning. Harry's failure at the gates of Buckingham Palace wasn't just a rejection. It was a brutal reminder of how far he's fallen. Once, he was the cheeky royal rebel, the soldier prince, the son who walked behind Diana's coffin and won hearts across the world. Now, he's a man with fading influence, stripped of credibility, and desperately trying to claw his way back into a family that has locked him out for good. And here's the part that stings even more. He did this to himself. In 2020, when Harry and Meghan stormed out of the monarchy, they didn't just pack their bags. They set fire to the institution on their way out. Oprah interviews, Netflix tell-alls, bombshell memoirs, they aired every grievance, every wound, every secret. And now, years later, Harry is standing in the ashes, begging for another chance. But the crown doesn't hand out second chances, not when betrayal cuts this deep. The palace's silence has been deafening. No word from Camilla, no warmth from William, no smile from Kate, not a whisper, not a leak, nothing. Just a wall of royal frost. And that silence, oh, it speaks volumes. It screams unity. It screams finality. It screams, Harry is out. For good. Meanwhile, Meghan is playing her cards close to her chest. She wasn't there during Harry's humiliating UK visit. And don't think for a second that was accidental. Her absence wasn't just convenient, it was calculated. She knew the cameras would capture every awkward moment, every frosty rejection, every locked palace gate, and she wanted no part of it. Insiders whisper she's watching carefully from California, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. Maybe she'll use Harry's rejection as ammunition for her next big project. A Netflix special, another tell-all interview, maybe even a glossy new podcast. After all, Meghan has always been the master of narrative, painting herself as the misunderstood outsider cast aside by a cold, unfeeling monarchy. And this is ready-made material for her next chapter. But here's the problem. The victim card is wearing thin. They've played it again and again. Racism allegations, mental health struggles, media cruelty, royal coldness. The world listened once, the world sympathized once, but now it's starting to sound like a broken record. The public is tired. Every interview feels like déjà vu. The same complaints, the same narrative, the same "we were wronged" chorus. And people aren't buying it anymore. Harry's attempts to stay relevant are flopping too. His memoir, once a bestseller, has lost its sting. His speeches sound repetitive, his interviews recycled. The world has moved on and he hasn't. He's clinging to the past, constantly looking backward while pretending he's moving forward. And it shows. And then there are the whispers. Oh, the whispers. About the cracks in his marriage. Insiders say Harry is feeling increasingly isolated, while Meghan feels trapped. Her Hollywood projects aren't soaring the way she expected. His royal comeback attempts are crashing spectacularly. The Sussex brand, once the hottest ticket in town, is stalling. And this latest humiliation at Buckingham Palace? It may have been the breaking point. And what about the palace? Why was Charles's rejection so firm, so immovable? Insiders say it wasn't just about protecting protocol. It was about protecting the monarchy itself. Letting those children into the palace would reignite dangerous questions. Questions about their legitimacy, their status, their inheritance. Questions the crown does not want asked, let alone answered. By slamming the gates shut, Charles avoided opening old wounds that the monarchy has worked tirelessly to stitch closed. But that decision came at a price. For Harry, it wasn't just rejection, it was obliteration. His credibility is gone, his leverage is gone, his influence over the royal family is gone. He wanted to use his children as his golden ticket back inside, but instead, he walked away empty-handed, exposed, and humiliated. He's no longer the cheeky rebel prince, no longer the soldier who captured hearts, no longer the royal who once symbolized hope for a modern monarchy. He's simply a man standing on the wrong side of history, with his legacy slipping through his fingers. The truth is harsh but undeniable. Buckingham Palace has spoken. The gates are closed, the crown has moved on, and Harry is no longer